So we had a question on the forum over the weekend about water chemistry, and the specific question asked why the textbooks only talk about water chemistry in the world's great brewing centres historically, Dublin, Dortmund, London, maybe Edinburgh, Burton-on-Trent, Milwaukee, or the Mississippi River, and um, and the Pilsen area of the Czech Republic, um, and how the water chemistry is responsible for the development of famous beer styles throughout history. And I think that really is the answer. These are famous beer styles produced throughout history. Research has been done, comments have been made, and textbooks have been written, largely trying to identify what particular nuances that water provided to those particular beer styles, and what then gave them a slight competitive advantage in the marketplace, which led to the area becoming, or that beer style becoming dominant in that particular area, and therefore that brewery becoming famous. Um, when it comes to the more obscure styles, or more specialized styles from smaller local areas, those didn't grow to dominate internationally, and the companies didn't become huge and successful and therefore famous. And as a result, there was no particular interest in figuring out how to brew those styles. The idea that styles become popular and breweries particularly become popular and well thought of is often water is overlooked. If you happen to be brewing a fabulous pale ale and creating a new American style that features delicate hops and enhanced drinkability, then you certainly wouldn't choose the highly bicarbonate water of Chico, California as your source. This brewery, Sierra Nevada Brewery, has grown and risen to prominence in the last 25 years, largely because of other factors other than water chemistry. And water chemistry has, in fact, been something that there has been a large amount of technology used to overcome. So, if you're looking at some of the other brewing centres, the abbeys of Belgium, I would say that perhaps hops and yeast strain have been the more dominant factors and features of those beers, and superb drinkability and large sales haven't really factored into it. And water chemistry really influences beer flavour at those kind of levels: level of drinkability, level of nuance, the level of fineness, distinguishing similarly tasting beers and separating them. If you're sitting judging at a great American beer festival and you get 6 beers on the table for the final round, it's very likely that in order to separate the quality, the little nuances in the flavor that define a gold medal winner from a beer that doesn't win a medal at all can largely be put down to the chemistry of the water used to brew with. Basically, water can be used to brew any style of beer. Any style of water can be used to brew a particular style of beer. It's just that to brew the great beer styles of the world, you really need to reproduce exactly the beer that's the water that's used in those locations. Technology exists for you to be able to do that. You can filter the beer, reverse osmosis filter the water, remove all the ions from it, and then add back exact amounts as required by the formulation to recreate the quality of water used in those beers. It's quite easy to do these days, and relatively affordable. If you happen to have fairly soft water, then it's even easier still. It's just a case of adding back various ions to recreate the type of water that you think you're going to need. When it comes to learning more about the water used in more obscure beer styles, then the American Home Brewers Association, publishes several books on beer styles, and I'll provide a link for where you might be able to find some of those. Very valuable. The authors have taken a beer style, there's about 20 of them I think, and have dissected the history of the brewing style, the types of ingredients needed to recreate that style, and included recipes as well, and where it's been appropriate, the author has talked about water chemistry directly. So the specialist books on the particular beer styles are probably the best place to start learning about how to recreate those. Other than that, what you know already about the chemistry of water should go some way towards helping you unravel some of the mysteries, depending on the characteristics that you think you desire in that particular beer. Say you want a sweet finish, then you would add calcium in the form of calcium chloride. If you're particularly interested in a drier finish, then add calcium in the form of calcium sulfate. Um, Magnesium added will enhance the hop character and hop utilization slightly. And bicarbonate will improve the alkalinity and improve the character of darker style beers. So those little things that you already know will help towards creating a better finished product. One area I alluded to a little bit earlier was drinkability. In UK particularly, where brewers are producing beers designed to be consumed in larger quantities, rather than sipped and perhaps savoured with food as it is becoming in the United States. Those styles of beers, drinkability is a key factor, and the ability to enjoy pint after pint of that particular beer is very prized, and water chemistry goes a long way towards enhancing drinkability. So I would definitely think in terms of treating the water if your plan is to produce what we call session beers, or taking to calling session beers in the United States.